Hey guys, it's Handy Jeff, and today we are finally transplanting our plants into the hydroponic garden. So if you're curious how this kind of thing works, or if you've never seen this done, I'd love to explain it for you. So let's get to it. And if you followed me for a while, you'll realize I've been a pretty bad plant dad, and a few of these have died or didn't make it, so I think they're all going to fit in the one hydroponic garden. So that means we got to plant some more lettuce for that one. Up until this point, these plants have just sat in water inside their net cups, and I've just put a little bit of Miracle-Gro plant food in there. But it's time to really get them to take off. So let's get them in the big boy. But first, a tour, because my system's set up a little bit different than probably anybody else's has been. So let me explain to you how this thing works. So the pump sits in here and actually pumps the water up into the system, and it pumps all the way down and then drains back this way, back down into the system. However, once the plants reach a higher maturity level, they really go through the water. So in order to keep myself from having to fill this every single day, I made a water tower. So essentially all this is just water and nutrient that sits in here, and it's going to have a auto fill valve that we're gonna hook up. And essentially, when the water drains down, water comes out of here, and then once it gets to a certain level, it stops. The first part of firing this bad boy up is to set some level. So I always leave the back sides on 2 pavers, just because as time goes on, this thing gets pretty heavy, and you don't want it sinking too far into the ground. But we actually need the level to push water back so that that keeps a lot of water in these tubes until we develop good root growth. So in order to do that, I just set it up on some bricks, and hey, we've got a level. Let's check it. Yeah, I would say we're backflowing, which is perfect, because in reality it's just going to drain down into the system and still go down into our reservoir. It's just going to save a little bit of extra water, and we may have to adjust the level after we get the system up and going. All right, so my system has 4 runs, as you can see. First thing I'm going to do is actually blast a little bit of water down here. Try and clean these out, because there's all sorts of gunk that's going to be inside these tubes. And we'll actually get a first-hand look at just how much is going to stay inside of the tubes at the current level. Okay, so now we have an idea of how much water is going to be in each one of these tubes as it just sits here. And as you can tell, it's a fairly decent amount. It's leaking out the bottom there. Now we just got to set up the drainage system for the pump. Okay, so here is our water device here. Our autofill mechanism. As you can tell, there's a little floaty inside. This is where the actual water comes out. And then once it gets to the correct height, it has a float in here that actually stops it from allowing any water out. This is my inlet for where the water from the water tower comes in. So we're just going to screw this on, because if it drips ever so slightly, don't worry, the plants are going to end up using that amount of water pretty quickly. That's all there is to it. The next part is to essentially put our tub in here. We want to go underneath. Sorry guys, knocked you over. Ain't no AI here. We're laying in grass, so we're just gonna sneak this little guy into our reservoir here, and now we have both our pump and our reservoir, our autofill valve inside the reservoir. All right, so just to show you, I have the pump down there. I've got this little T, actually holds a couple holes, which helps aerate the water to add oxygen. And then we've got our water tower figured out here. Now at one time this was all level, but we've had a lot of settling and that kind of thing throughout the years of times rain. But you know what, even though it looks like it's coming straight uphill, the water's still flowing out of this, so it's going to be perfectly fine. I've got the pump. Okay, so if you've never mixed hydroponic nutrient before, you need a magnesium supplement, you need a calcium nitrate that gives you your nitrogen, and then a fertilizer. And essentially, all of this is about the same mixture. So for 5 gallons, you're supposed to do about 2 teaspoons. Well, I found that this scooper out of a protein cup is perfect for the size of my reservoir here. Effectively, what we are going to do here then is just pour one full protein shaker, or protein cup, whatever you want to say, of all 3 ingredients. And that's the ratio that I used last year for success. So let's hope that it keeps on providing. Effectively, what we have here is now going to be a giant solution of the hydroponic nutrient. And once again, the ball valve is off. So we're going to fill this bad boy up first, and then we're going to open the ball valve. Alright, while this bad boy is filling, we're just going to keep moving this around to make sure we mix up the hydroponic nutrient well enough. And I'm going to go ahead and assemble our little drain mechanism. All the drain is just a pipe pushed inside of this. It's not 100% glued in or anything like that. And it just drains down into here, and there's plenty of room for it to drain down in there and help get a little bit of aeration. Also, while this is going ahead and filling up, I'm going to explain why we re-leveled this bad boy out. So what we did is essentially make it, since we don't have roots growing outside of our net cups in very many places, we made it so that it holds more water than just the nutrient film. And as you can see, there will be water that the plants sit in. And the roots will continue to grow down. And yes, the farther down here you get, the farther away from water you actually are, just by the way that this is made. So we want the ones that actually have roots to be down on the end closest to the drain. Well, let's wait 20 minutes for this reservoir to fill up. I'm going to take a moment to say, hey, thanks a lot for being here, guys. I just passed 1,800 subscribers, so that's huge. It's huge on this YouTube journey, and this is sneakily becoming a profitable business. So I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, and if you could just do me a solid, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more stuff about hydroponic gardening or how to fix stuff. Alright, so as you can see, this little guy is starting to deform. So, and even though we have a little bit of nutrient down at the bottom, it'll eventually get dissolved by the water. So I'm going to need 2 hands, but I'm going to go ahead and put this lid on. Alright, lid is on, so moment of truth. We're going to go ahead and open up our water fill valve. And we're going to crack this bad boy open and see what's going on in there. So as you can see, we've got some drips coming from our autofill valve, which is all you really expect to come out of that because there's not a ton of water pressure in there, but that does keep water fed in there. I'm going to go ahead and help the system out here by using a little bit of hose water because we do kind of want a diluted amount, not a full amount for this first run. So let me cut this off real quick. You can see that once you get all of the gunk out of that autofill valve, it does fill fairly quickly. I just wanted to point that out. All right, we are almost all the way over our pump, which is the important part, is that the autofill valve has to be set to where it will quit filling where you're over the pump, or else you're gonna blow a pump out and you don't wanna have that problem. All right, as you can see, we are over the pump, so I'm gonna go ahead and plug our pump in. And what's nice is that all of our ball valves are already open because we want full flow at first and we can adjust it from there. So let's go ahead and plug this little guy in. All right, moment of truth. As you can hear, we've got some flow because you can see that we've got water coming out of the aerator system. So let's go up and check on our runs, see if they're getting fed. All right, ran into a problem I wasn't expecting. So I'm actually going to go ahead and close the ball valves that are getting pressure in order to force water out of the other. Oh, look at that. Looks like there's some gunk built up in that one. That's okay. That's probably organic material that our plants can end up using. So believe it or not, that gunk that came out of all of these, it seems to be something similar to like the calcium that is used inside of the system. So that's probably what that is. All right, we have adjusted some flow, so we're at least getting some from all of them. This still has a bunch of calcium inside the line, but if you look up in there, you can see that it is dripping, thankfully. So that means we have flow and I don't have to rerun this entire line. All right, so we're pumping. I'm gonna go ahead, put this drain back on, and take a look-see in here, and I'm gonna wipe off the back of the pump where the inlet is, just to see if that's causing part of the issue. But it appears it isn't, so that means we've got calcium in these lines, which as the water runs past, I think the calcium will end up getting dissolved over time. So now for the fun part. Let's plant some plants. We're gonna look for the ones that have roots hanging down, such as, oh boy, it already grew a tendril to hold itself up. This cucumber, which I'm going to have to unwrap. And since we have less water the farther down that we go, we're gonna set the ones that have roots down where there's actually water. Although, I just realized I forgot to mention, so this is actually what I use to string up our tomatoes. So I'm gonna run tomatoes all through this closest piece, but everything else can go into the other ducts here. So as you can see, we've got a little bit of roots for the thyme there. And then you get something like this basil that doesn't have any roots, so it's gonna have to sit far enough down that it's actually in water. And I believe this is an oregano plant, which is kind of in the same boat, which you can move these around. There's no problem with that. I was hoping that we would have some more root growth, but it appears that we are not going to. Now, even though these sad little plants didn't make it, I'm putting their net cups down in our garden, because if you don't do that, there's a better chance that you can get some algae growth, which is something we don't want. Okay, so now we wait. We have cute little strawberries that are there. We've got some greens, some cilantro. We've got a couple cucumbers that are just chilling. And we also have some tomatoes. So we're gonna have to replant some stuff, but we wanted to get the hydroponic garden up and actually going. We also have some peppers that are growing, among other things. But now the cool thing is that this is going to take off super fast. You'll see I'll do weekly updates, and here you go. This is week 1 in the hydroponic garden. By next week, I'm going to have to break out the twine again, which the old is still stuck up there. And we're gonna have to end up tying up our tomato plants. Guys, I hope you learned something today. And I hope this wasn't too boring of a video for you, but some people want to know how to mix hydroponic nutrients. So I figured I'd show you guys how I get our garden up and starting. Even though it is June and this should have happened in the middle of May, but because I've been so busy with other things, it had to wait till now. So let's grow some food. And then that way you at least know where your food came from. This has been Handy Jeff. We'll see you in another video, and thank you so much for watching.